The number one mistake golfers make trying to break 90 and how to fix it. Hi, my name is Justin Klumbala, and I am the creator of BreakingBogeys.com, and we break bad golf together. If you haven't checked out my website, please go ahead and head to BreakingBogeys.com, where we are revolutionizing people's games and helping them shoot better scores than they've ever had before. If you're stuck in the 90s, you're probably making this major mistake. I want you all watching this video to go through a little bit of a quiz with me, just to kind of prove the point that I'm going to be making today. If you were a professional golfer and you played golf for a living on the PGA Tour or the LPGA Tour, think about how many greens in regulation that you would be hitting if you were a professional golfer. Have that number in your head, okay, what you think that might be. So out of 18 holes, of those 18 holes, how many do they average hitting in regulation? A lot of people sometimes guess somewhere between 15 or 16 greens in regulation. The real answer is 12. So the best players in the world are on average missing 6 greens in regulation. And then if you were somebody that wanted to just break 90 for the first time, I want you to put in your head how many greens in regulation you think that you need to hit to break 90. Got that in your head? The answer is 1. That surprises a lot of people, but here's the reason why. If you're playing a standard golf course that's a par 72, if you bogey every single hole, so you make a bogey on every single hole, 18 holes, that is a 90. So if you just bogey every hole, that's a 90. To bogey a hole, you do not have to hit the green in regulation. This brings me to a story that I wanted to share with you. I was out on the golf course with a student of mine recently, and we actually did a exercise where we had them play the course, but they had to miss every single green in regulation. We were only doing 9 holes, but we had to miss every single green in regulation. So even if they hit a really great drive down the middle, they had to miss the green in regulation if it was a par 4. So they had to either miss it left, miss it right, miss it long, miss it short. As this person was playing, we attempted to miss every single green. The funny thing was by the end of the round, what ended up happening was that this was 9 holes, they ended up hitting 3 greens in regulation for the 9 holes. And they ended up shooting 42. Now, 42 times 2 is an 84, right? So if you're out there with the goal of trying to break 90, an 84 sounds amazing, right? Now, how did this person hit 3 greens in regulation when we were trying to miss all of them? The reason is because they had a lower expectation on their full swing. We no longer were trying to get to these greens in regulation, which is sometimes a daunting task for a lot of people. So by giving them that extra shot to get on the green, which means on a par 4, they got on the green in 3, on a par 5, they got on the green in 4, and on a par 3, they got on the green in 2. It gave them that extra shot, which kind of alleviated the stress, which then made them make much more fluid, tension-free golf swings. And accidentally, even though the person was aiming a little bit left or right of the green, the ball accidentally went onto the green, even though they were trying to miss it. So this is going to be an idea that I want you to try in your next round of golf. When you go out to play, I want you to actually try playing, and you're going to miss every single green in regulation. Now, what's cool about this too is that you get to choose where you get to miss the green. If you want to miss it, so let's just say you're going into a green, and on this particular green, there's one bunker on the right side of this green. Well, where would be a great place to miss this green? Well, anywhere on the left to avoid the bunker and give yourself a much simpler chip shot. So now that you're actually purposely missing greens, you can now start missing greens more strategically, more intelligently, so that you give yourself an easier short game shot to have. And sometimes you might even get some of those up and down for a par as well. But what we're doing here is we're guaranteeing the bogey. Remember, if you're watching this video, your goal is to break 90 and you've been stuck in the 90s. So playing 18 holes or playing 9 holes and choosing to miss the green in regulation and giving yourself an easier short game shot onto the green and then 2-putting from there is going to be a strategy that's going to help your game immensely. Don't knock it until you try it. And once you try it, I want you to comment down below and tell me what your results were. I know this tip is going to help your game. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for breaking bad golf with me.